The rain hammered against the cracked pavement of Ashgrove Avenue, and nobody noticed the girl huddled beneath the bus shelter except for the man who wasn't supposed to be there at all. Marcus Whitfield, worth $11 billion, stood soaked to the bone beside a broken-down luxury car, his phone dead, his driver gone to find help, and his patience gone with him. He had never once in 47 years stood on a street corner like an ordinary man, waiting, powerless, invisible to the world rushing past. It was a girl no older than 10 who first looked at him with something other than indifference. Her name was Noor, and she sat on an overturned milk crate selling small paper flowers she had folded herself, 3 for $1, though most evenings she sold none at all. She wore a jacket 2 sizes too big, the sleeves rolled up to free her hands, and her sneakers had long since given up pretending to be waterproof. She watched the tall man in the expensive coat shiver under the flickering shelter light, and something in her chest ached the way it always did when she saw someone who looked lost, rich or poor. If this story reminds you that kindness can appear in the most unexpected places, take a second right now to like this video, drop a comment about a time a stranger's small act of kindness changed your day, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and subscribe to the channel for more stories of hope and wisdom, because what happens next between Marcus and Noor will stay with you long after the video ends. Noor did not know who Marcus was. She only saw a man trembling, his lips pale, his expensive shoes ruined by the gutter water. She walked over without a single thought of hesitation and held out the one thing she had that might help, a thin, threadbare blanket she kept folded beneath her crate for the coldest nights. "You look colder than me," she said simply, draping it over his shoulders before he could refuse. Marcus stared at her, stunned into silence, because in decades of boardrooms and galas and cities that knew his name, no one had ever given him something with absolutely nothing expected in return. He tried to pay her. He reached instinctively for the wallet in his coat, the reflex of a man who believed every kindness had a price, every gift a transaction waiting to be settled. Noor shook her head and stepped back. "It's not for sale," she told him, her voice small but unshaken. "You just looked like you needed somebody to notice you." Those words landed on Marcus like a blow he didn't see coming. Somebody to notice him. He had assistants who scheduled his breaths, executives who flattered his every decision, and yet in that moment, standing in the rain, he realized he could not remember the last time a single person had looked at him and simply seen a cold, tired human being instead of a fortune. He asked her name. She told him, and told him too, without shame, that she sold flowers most nights on this corner because her mother cleaned offices until midnight and the two of them needed every dollar between them to keep the lights on in their one-room apartment 3 blocks away. She spoke of her mother, Farah, with a kind of fierce pride that startled him, describing how she never complained even when her knees ached from scrubbing floors, how she always saved the good bread for Noor even when there wasn't enough for herself. Marcus listened, really listened, the way he hadn't listened to another soul in years, and something long buried in him began to stir. When his driver finally returned with a working car, Marcus did not simply thank Noor and vanish into his old life. He asked to meet her mother. Farah opened their door expecting a stranger seeking help, not a billionaire standing humbled on her doorstep, hat in hand, insisting on repaying a kindness that, to her daughter, had cost nothing at all. Marcus offered money first, the way he always had, and Farah, much like her daughter, gently refused it, telling him kindness wasn't a debt to be settled with a check. But Marcus did not give up so easily this time. Over the following weeks, he returned not with money but with time, an even rarer currency for a man like him. He helped Noor with her schoolwork on weekends, sitting at their small kitchen table with a pencil instead of a pen that signed away millions. He learned that Noor dreamed of becoming a doctor, that she stayed up reading library books about the human body by flashlight when the electricity bill ran too high. Slowly, without fanfare or cameras, Marcus began quietly restructuring his foundation, redirecting resources toward scholarships for children exactly like Noor, insisting his name stay off every plaque and press release. Word never spread through headlines, only through the neighborhood itself, how the cold, distant billionaire everyone whispered about had become someone's tutor, someone's friend, someone who remembered a little girl's birthday and never missed it again. Farah eventually accepted a stable job managing operations at one of his community centers, not as charity but as the qualified, hard-working woman she had always been, finally given the chance the world had denied her. And Noor, years later, would stand in a white coat on her first day of medical school, a single paper flower pinned quietly to her lapel, a reminder of the corner where everything changed. Marcus often said, in the rare private moments he allowed himself reflection, that $11 billion had never once made him feel wealthy the way one blanket, offered by a child with nothing, had. He learned that the truest fortune a person could hold was the willingness to notice another human being's pain and do something small about it, expecting nothing back. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who might need a reminder that kindness always finds its way back. And before we close this chapter, do us a favor and comment the word kindness below, so we know this story reached exactly the heart it was meant to. Sometimes the smallest gift, given at the coldest moment, is the one that thaws a life frozen shut for years, and that is exactly what happened on Ashgrove Avenue, the night a poor girl's kindness changed a billionaire forever.